This is a Rubbing Minds special for International Women's Month, powered by Lipton.
It's so powerful seeing women who champion unusual roles and own them. Being a carpenter is one thing. Building it into a thriving business you enjoy that ensures many homes come out looking wonderful, that's some boss level stuff. On Rubbing Minds, we speak with a phenomenal woman, the Lady Carpenter, who isn't letting gender stop her from being what she's always wanted to. My name is Bolanle Olukoni, and on this Rubbing Minds International Women's Month special, Lipton is raising a mug to the Lady Carpenter. Welcome to the show, Mesturah. It's so lovely to meet you. You are a carpenter, and I just find that so fascinating. You know, what inspired you to go into that field?
Well, I actually didn't plan out to be a carpenter, but an opportunity presented itself, and I took it up. I was part of a campaign team with one of the former governor, and after we're done with everything, I was in university then. You know, he said, okay, so he wanted to give us a job, and I said, I don't want a job. That I actually want to do business. And he said, Tura, what do you want to do? I said, I don't know. So he asked me to supply one or two things. And after the supply, everybody was like, wow, this is beautiful. And they can't imagine that it's actually been done by an undergraduate. Mm-hmm. I studied industrial chemistry. And here I am into furniture. And they're like, wow, this is beautiful. So that was the opportunity that presented itself. Okay. And I started the business like that when I was in school.
So how did you even think, though, that you could do this yourself, you could make it? Because you said you supplied it yourself. Yeah. So talk to us about the process of learning the carpentry work.
Okay, so, you know, just like I said, I started with supplies. Right. And one of the time I supplied one, and the customer had an accident, like while making love with his wife.
The bed broke.
The bed broke. Oh my God. I was like, oh, Tura, come on, so you've supplied. I'm like, I'm sorry, I got it from this Chinese company. Like, no, then you go and learn it. And that was the wow moment. Like, okay, so I can actually learn it. So I started looking for furniture school in Lagos. I couldn't get any. I saw a magazine in my cousin's trash. And I picked the magazine. I was like, wow, this is beautiful. They've actually trashed the magazine. And I contacted the company. I told him that I'm interested in learning. I was like, learning? Like, seriously? This is the first time a lady is calling him. Of course. So that was how I started. I went to learn from him. Then while I did a job at that time, and the client also told me to do another job. He directed me to an hotel. He said he wanted me to replicate that concept. So I went to the hotel thinking that the manager would introduce the person that did the job so that we can collaborate. But he said his boss did the job. And I met the boss, and the boss was willing to teach me. Okay. So I had two teachers then. And, you know, I learned from him. I'm still learning. And, I mean, that was how I started.
Yeah,
you know? Yeah,
that's absolutely fascinating. Broken bed inspired this.
Yes, yes. I mean, I always thank God that man, you know, altered that statement out of anger, because right. I wouldn't find myself here.
I can't lie, if we were not on TV, I'd have so many jokes about this, but we're on air. I want to talk a little bit about, you know, your experience being in the industry and the reaction that you often get when you tell people that you're the one who makes the furniture, that you're a carpenter. What's that experience been like for you?
Well, the earlier days wasn't funny. I mean, you've had your hard-earned money to put a building together, and here you are meeting a woman to furnish the house. So they are always skeptical about, I'm not sure I can give it to you. I'm not sure I can give it to you. So I turned my pain into my gain. So what I do is when I'm doing a project, I make sure that I do my best and also tell them that I really want them to refer me. So I've used the power of referral to turn that shock, that rejection and everything. I've used the power of referral to take it away from that. So what they do now is, okay, so how do you start it? Why furniture? So my question has moved from whether I'm going to give you the job or whether you're capable of doing the job, to being interested in how I started. So I've been able to manage the shock and, you know, turn it to my gain.
I mean, I know that you don't work alone. You probably have a team of people that are working with you to make the furniture. Yes. Yeah. You know, what was that experience like when you were hiring other carpenters to work with you?
It wasn't funny at all. Number one, being a woman, it's not easy being a woman. It wasn't funny at all. Initially, I started by contracting the job out. You know, maybe I can do part of it, then get other guys to join me, because obviously I can't do it all alone. Then I discovered that most of the time they disappoint. So you mobilize them to work, then probably 2 weeks into the job, they disappear with your money. And I can't be telling my clients stories every day. It's crazy. So I had to call them and told them that, you know what, guys, yeah, you're good. You know what I want. I want us to work together as staffs. Okay. And they're like, no, they're not cut out for that. Most artisans don't want to work, 9 to 5 or whatever. So, I pray to God that God should give me the wisdom and on how to go about it. So, like, I lost like 95% of them. They all left, and we had like 3 projects we're doing. So I had to practically beg them that, guys, please come back. And they said no. So, I went back to God. I won't hide the fact that God helped me. Right. So I went back to God, and I don't know, one way or the other, I asked my production manager to convince them. And he said, okay, assuming I'm a man, they can still manage me. But because I'm a woman, they don't want a woman boss. And okay, I said, okay, you guys, don't worry. We will chat, we will gist. So I'm not the type of boss that is, no. So I'm chatting with you. How's your wife? How are the kids? What's up with you? I pay their school fees. So I make sure that I come down to their level. So they were able to, with time, trust me.
Yeah, that sounds very frustrating, I have to be honest.
Yes,
just the fact that they're unable to, have a leader that's a woman. That sounds very, very frustrating.
It comes with our culture. It comes with our culture. It's not even here alone. It happens abroad too. So being a woman, you have to convince everybody that you can do it. So it's frustrating.
Yeah, I feel like that should lead straight into the question of what you're choosing to challenge. That's the theme for this International Women's Month. So what are you choosing to challenge?
Well, for me, I choose to challenge women more. Some of us have been trained or raised to believe that because you're a woman, you're a weaker vessel, there's some things you can do. I choose to challenge you that whatever profession you want to do, you can actually do it. Don't take it back that because you're a woman, you can't find yourself in a male-dominated industry. If that is your passion, if that is what's going to give you joy, I challenge you today to go out there. Do what others are not willing to do so that everything you plan in life will rush back to you.
Yeah, your resilience is inspiring.
Yes.
I can't imagine just the backlash that you face and the obstacles and having to convince people over and over again that I can do this. So I have to say kudos to you.
Thank you.
Lipton is raising a mug to you on that, and maybe when I buy my house, you'll furnish it for me.
You don't have to wait till you buy it. I can furnish the one you are now.
Thank you so much for
Thanks
coming
for
on the show.
having me.
All right, we're going to go on a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Wanna get with you. Don't just stand there.